Well, hello, everybody. It is another fantastic movie review in a few with your pals, Dennis and Andy. That's right. We break down a movie for you in two ways. First, non spoiler, takes about 5-6 minutes. Then we show that graphic you just saw, and then we get into spoilers. So at that point, if you don't want to hear them, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. And we'll catch you next week for another one. This week's movie was a little surprise, as in, I checked the movies on Monday to see what's out for us to watch. And I'm like, Freelance, what is that? And there's that little icon that you can click on your screen next to it, and it tells you, and it's this John Cena movie starring Allison Brie. It came out of nowhere. I never even heard of it before. Basically, he is a lawyer. Before he was a lawyer, he was special ops in the army and stuff. And now he's a lawyer, and he's got Alice Eve plays his wife. They have a little 8-year-old daughter. He just basically feels like a loser because he's in this dead-end lawyer job, his own practice, until he gets called in for a special security job mission by his old buddy Christian Slater. And he is sent to this, I guess you call it a third world country, to be the bodyguard for Allison Brie, who's a hotshot reporter who got the scoop of a lifetime to interview the president of this country.
Yeah, it's a completely made up country.
Caledonia.
Yep, and it's great because no real world ramifications, but the movie sets it early. As soon as the movie starts, you can see, right, it kind of goes through his life, and it jumps in. You get this first person sense of him going through basic training. It was pretty cool. It was fun. It was different. The one thing I will say about this movie is it takes chances on a number of things that it tries to do throughout the entire film. It's a nice hour, 48 minutes, so it's not too long. It's not too short. And some of the things that they do with like camera work, like on the horseback, when they're riding and stuff, looks really cool at some shots and really hokey in other shots. And I think that's kind of how the entire movie went with its dialogue. Alice Eve was, like you said, it was the wife. That was John Cena's wife. And even in the same scene, it was like she was kind of bipolar. Some things you said, you were like, oh yeah. And then other things you're like, wait, what? You literally just said that. I kind of feel like that's the whole movie was this way. This is a comedy action, kind of a thriller. This is what I would consider a kind of a fun popcorn flick.
Yeah, it's comedy action along the lines of True Lies. You've got the big buff hero and, of course, the female lead. John Cena has some good moments in it, for sure. I mean, obviously, the dude's huge. He plays a great action guy, but he does have good facial expressions and reactions that'll give you a chuckle and make you laugh. Some of the lines he delivers were funny. Allison Brie, loved her since Community, followed her into the show Glow on Netflix. Haven't seen her in a while. She gave a great performance. She was, they established her as this highfalutin journalist. And then basically through a scandal of not checking sources, she kind of loses a little bit of luster. So when she gets this gig to interview the president of Caledonia, which I got to be honest, guys, between you and me, it was sad at the end of the movie when Dennis was like, I didn't even know there was a country named Caledonia. And I was like, oh, Dennis, use Google. There's not. The things I have to teach him every now and then. It's as bad as The Birds and the Bees after an R-rated sex rom-com. Got to explain everything. Anyhow, back to this movie. Who played, because we can't shortchange the actor that played the president of Caledonia.
So yeah, I was going to get to him. Juan Pablo Raba, and he, in my mind, stole the entire
yes
movie. And as an actor in this movie, you are either going to love this character or you're going to hate this character. And his presence is so over the top, but I think he brought so much to the role
Yeah.
that, you kind of got John, John Cena, he's got to protect Allison Brie, who's there, but she really wants this scoop. And with this president, but the president's known as this big world dictator. Or is he just trying to help his people? Or is he trying to get money? Or is he really back to helping his people? This movie tries to take you in different ways, and we will not get into any of that until the spoilers.
Right.
But no matter what you think of them, and it varies. It's a roller coaster. You either really like him or you think, what a slime ball. Oh my God, he's really cool. What a slime ball. And he plays it so well. He's got perfect teeth. He has such jokes, gut-wrenching laughs. I mean, he really, to me, made this movie.
He really did. And let me tell you this, guys, he has perfect teeth. Oh my God. I don't know if I honestly don't know if, and maybe you found a picture of him, not in the movie. There were scenes where he was smiling, and I'm like, are those even real? Because they're so perfect. Like, are they just fake because they're trying to give this image of this guy? Because he totally white suit, clean cut, just Rico Suave type of guy, but a really enjoyable character. Like Dennis said, we're not going to get into any spoilers till that section, which is coming up because we told you enough about it. Like I said, we don't want to spoil anything. So let's give it our CGC rating on a scale of 0 to 10. I think it's my turn to go first, so I'll dive right in. I'm actually giving this one a 7.5. I did not think going into it would be as enjoyable as it was. We do make a commitment. I know that might sound weird, like, well, why even go? And part of it is we make a commitment to see one movie a week, good or bad, to do our movie review. And this was the one we chose. I didn't think it was going to be awful. I didn't think it was going to be great. I can't believe I enjoyed it as much as I did. It was really fun. It did not feel like an hour and 48 minutes long. So I'm going to 7.5. If you're looking for a fun popcorn action flick to kind of take you back to the early 90s, late 80s, I think this is it. And there you go. Dennis, what say you?
Actually, you're a little higher than I am, but I'm actually going with the 6.5. I thought it was overall pretty good. This is definitely a popcorn flick. Matinee worthy for sure. Not sure about full price, but maybe. I had seen a trailer for this once at the beginning of one of the movies a while back, and I was like, oh, okay, that looks kind of cool, maybe. And I have not seen anything about it. So when we were looking, we're like, oh, the hell's this? Yeah, let's go see this. Kind of wanted to see it just to do, and I'm glad we did. I know some of the reviews out there have been totally harsh on it, and deservedly not so. I actually thought it was a fun, enjoyable. We will get into reasons why I think it really missed some steps, but overall, this was a fun movie. So see it.
IMDb, any ratings there? Or what are we looking at?
Yeah, on IMDb, they're at a 5.5, which we always know they're a little low. Holy crap. So the audience liked this movie. They gave it on Rotten Tomatoes a 78%.
Boom, right in line.
The critics hate the movie. 0.
Wow.
The
what do critics
have
know?
literally destroyed this movie. And I will tell you, I'm looking at some of their comments. Yeah, critics need to get over themselves. This was not a 0 movie. This was not garbage.
No. Well, critics critics view it everything through the lens of, should this be an Oscar-worthy movie? And you really need to, I think, as a critic, go into movies just before even seeing it going, okay, take those Oscar-worthy movie glasses off. This is a movie called Freelance with John Cena. It's an action comedy. I don't even need to look at it through that lens.
So, audience, I think you got it way more right on this than what the critics did. It's fun, but you guys can, after you see it, leave your comments below and let us know what you think. Now, we're going to go into spoilers.
That's right. If you don't want to hear spoilers, bail now. And thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and share. Leave a comment. 3, 2, 1. It's spoiler time. So the movie starts off with a point of view shot of and a voiceover of John Cena talking basically from childhood to present day. And the whole thing is shot like through his eyes, point of view as a childhood with bullies. Like Dennis said, going into basic training, having the drill instructor yell right in your face, doing push-ups with a pile of shit right in front of your face as you're doing the push-ups, you know. And then it does go to the mission, still point of view shot, where him, Christian Slater, some other Army Ranger type dudes are in this helicopter. Their mission is to go to Paledonia, swoop in, and take out this guy, the president, that is going to be interviewed later. The helicopter gets shot down as John Cena is roping down to the ground. The helicopter does go down and John Cena gets hurt. And then it cuts to present day. He's a lawyer, which they do cover in all the point of view shot stuff of how that came to be. He's got a messed up back, which they establish early in the movie from, you know, the fall with the helicopter stuff. And he's just living this lawyer life until Christian Slater shows up at his office and basically shows him, takes him on this little ride to his office where Christian Slater now runs a private security, Merc off the books type business. And he wants John Cena to be the bodyguard for Alison Brie's character as she goes to interview this president, who, of course, they have a mad hard-on against because it was his government, they think, that took out the helicopter that killed a bunch of his buddies.
Yeah, Alison Brie starts off, she's an insufferable, nasty woman who's full of herself, and they do a nice job of establishing the relationship between her and her bodyguard. And, you know, that winds up coming full circle throughout the movie. So I really do like it. She kind of develops a crush on him, and they almost have this scene, you know, but, you know, the interpersonal relationships in this work, because John Cena and his wife, Alice Eve, who was great. I mean, I loved her, and I mentioned this earlier, and this was one of the things. She is like, she's bipolar. Oh my God, you just need to get yourself together. I don't know if I can do this, but I love you. Oh, but you just need to do this. Oh, just stay here. Oh, I need you to leave the house right now. Oh, but I miss you. And I was, you know, that kind of stuff.
And well, and yeah, I mean, and literally you nailed it. In one moment, you know, it's this marriage in trouble. And she's like, I just can't do it. I'll go to my mom's. And he's like, no, I'll leave. And then like, he takes this job and he's leaving. He said he was going to leave, which means go to a hotel or something. And she's basically all for it. No problem. And then he takes this job for the 20 grand and he's leaving. And he happens to mention, she's like, where are you going? And he tells her about the job. And then she's like, oh, no, you'll get hurt or whatever. What? Blah, blah. And it's like, what? You just told him to leave. What do you care?
Yes.
So that was weird.
Yeah, there's a number of things throughout this, but like I said, this movie, it doesn't have a great grasp on what it wants to be. Just like the action scenes. They got some really great action scenes. Even in the trailer, you see him with the big gun and stuff. those are some really cool scenes in here. And then there's other ones where they wind up hopping on the horse, and it's like they've got a steady cam that's attached to it. So you're seeing her, you see Allison's hair bobbing all over the place, and it looks like it's a fake background. Everything just looks terrible. And then you go to a scene, and it's really cool how they're going down the hill on the horses and stuff. It's just kind of a jumbled mess at times. The story feels that way. You're on this roller coaster. Some of it, I think, was meant to be. I think other things, the director just missed what
I
he
don't
was
know. I
doing.
know what you're saying about, the few horse riding scenes. In regards to the story, it did have its ups and downs, but I actually thought it was all intentional, because at first you're led to believe this president dictator is just an awful human being, a bad guy, blah blah blah. And as the movie goes on, you come to realize, one, this guy knows a lot. Like, he's very predictive, right? He's like, oh, I knew that they would do this, or I knew this, whatever. And it's not like you sit there and go, oh, how could you possibly know that? He just understands the way people works. And as they kind of, not to get heady, but it's almost like as they peel back the layers of this guy as the movie went on, you realize he is for the good of the country, and he wants to turn it around. And because this is the spoiler part of the review, he was not behind the attack in the beginning of the movie on the helicopter that had John Cena and Christian Slater and the other Army Rangers, and there were, basically like big corporations behind it and another country trying to take over, basically because the president of Paledonia wanted to actually do right by the country and its people, whereas these other countries, because it has this really valuable resource for mining and stuff, this other country and corporations wanted to basically keep their thumb on the country and come in and keep it basically as a shithole, and I thought they did a really good job. I didn't have a problem. I didn't think it was inconsistent, I guess.
I guess
that,
that's not the part I was talking about, because I agree with that, and
oh, but that's how you made it sound.
I do not want to give this away at the end, because that is the one cool part about this story as it's weaving, as if you're trying to figure out if he's good or bad. This character reminds me of a better version of The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, the Nicolas Cage movie with Pedro Pascal.
Right,
he reminds
right.
me of a better version of that character in this. You're
Yeah, I can see
always
that.
trying to figure out what he's trying to do, if he's a good guy or not good guy. And they do a very nice job with that. Now, the fight scenes, some are fantastic, and then what's what I was alluding to before, and then others are terrible. Like, literally, she's on the horse, and the bad guy, Martin Sokas, he's got his gun pointed like right at her. Boom, 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 fires. It's the A-Team. I mean, they can't.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
Side of a barn. I mean,
I agree with that.
Around 2 feet from it, and it's just like, oh, come
no,
on.
I agree with that 100%.
Believe.
I agree with that 100%. And it even started early in the movie when there's the convoy of the 3 SUVs. And of course, the middle SUV is the one that has the president. It has Allison Brie and John Cena. Long story short, the first SUV gets blown up. The bad guys that want to take out the president are firing straight at his SUV, and the driver gets taken out, obviously, because bullets go through the windshield, whatever. Next thing you know, John Cena jumps in the front seat, is driving the SUV. He takes out some bad guys, but there's still more, and they're firing, their machine guns straight at the windshield. And now, miraculously, none of them are, is it bulletproof glass? Are they just that bad as shots? What the hell?
I know they literally were like stormtroopers. I mean,
yeah,
they couldn't hit the
that it was,
barn,
yeah.
standing inside of it. It was just like, it kind of was like the original G.I. Joe cartoon. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, the parachute opens. Nobody ever gets hurt. And they kind of float down. And I was just like, okay, except for John Cena. When he shot, they went down. You'd see some of the kneecaps. Now, there was some gore in this, sliding against the windshield, some bullet shots and things. So this was a little more visual than I was expecting.
I mean, it's rated R.
It is. But like I said, overall, I think they had some issues, some consistency issues, and a few, I guess, minor gripes. But overall, this was a fun movie. Don't go into it overthinking it. Just enjoy the ride, and I think you guys will like it.
And last note, Christian Slater, I thought was fantastic. He's not in it a lot, but when he is in it, I told Dennis after the movie, it was fun seeing him in a movie like this. He did a great job. And for a guy that I believe is older than us by a couple years, he's holding up great.
He's our age.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he's our age.
Yeah, he's holding up great. He's holding up Tom Cruise great, even though I know Tom's 60. But
he is Matthew Perry's age.
Dead? What do you mean?
Yeah, literally, they were born almost the exact same time.
But he is, so he's 54. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you know what else is great is Nice and Tight, the comic book pencil art of Andy Smith. That's me. This is my next project between core drafts. It launches Monday, guys. Monday, this book goes live. Sign up now so you can sign up. I got it. You back it after signing up, and you will get a limited edition trading card. This book features 52 pages of some of my favorite full pencils that the only people that have seen these, besides some friends, were the inker and the editor. So take a peek behind the curtain at what full pencils look like in this day of where every artist inks themselves. You don't see full pencils really anymore. This book is great for aspiring inkers because you can lay it flat so you can scan pages, or you can get the digital version so you could actually import the pages into your favorite inking program if you want to practice inking digitally. So please, guys, check this out. Sign up. It launches Monday. Very excited for this campaign. We are working on stuff for Core Draft 2. The books will be in around the end of the month, so we can start shipping them to you just in time for Christmas. So it's a Christmas present for all you backers, getting something early to read before Christmas, all that holiday cheer. Thank you for watching the movie review. Next Wednesday, 3 p.m., we'll be back with Zachary Morose. I hope that's how I pronounce his last name, talking about his campaign and his career as an artist. And then next Friday, another movie review. This is the one Dennis has been waiting for. My God, he's like a kid waiting for Christmas. Next Thursday, we are going to see in real 3D The Marvels. What? Dennis can't wait. I was like, Jesus, calm down. You're as bad as a 2-year-old.
Yeah. The excitement is over brimming.
Look at that excitement. Just look at it. Soak that in. Have a great weekend. We'll catch you guys later. Bye-bye, everybody. Nice and Tight, the comic book pencil art of Andy Smith. That's me. This book features 52 pages of some of my favorite full pencils that I did for other companies over the past 2 decades. The raw pencils as they were seen by the inker, and now you can see them for the first time. This book also comes in a digital format so you can practice your inking in your favorite program. Back